Hey, it's Huck. As many of you know, I've been off of work now since, I don't know, I think the first day I was off was a Sunday. It was the last Sunday in May. I'm not sure if that was the 29th or the 30th. And I had, as it turned out, pneumonia in both lungs. It took me weeks to get over that, and immediately I came down with some other type of, I don't know if it was a viral or bacterial infection, I'm not sure. And that seems to be the problem. My doctor estimates that since last June, that's a year ago, June, I've had 3 documented cases of pneumonia and an untold number of bacterial or viral infections in the lungs. And in this last case in particular has been really hard. Even when I think I'm feeling good, as soon as I get up and try to do anything, you know, least bit physical, I am completely out of breath. So the doctor has kept me off, you know, for this extended period of time again. You know, don't forget, I was off all of February and all of March, half of April. I was off for, you know, weeks back in October and September when I was hospitalized with pneumonia. Well, at any rate, it's all caught up with me. I was notified finally from HR, I think it was Monday morning. It's silly, you know, my doctor has to fill out all of this paperwork and fax some updates of my condition and why I'm still off, and, you know, so that I'm covered for that. I don't get paid for any of this time off. And yet, despite the fact that they know I'm not going to come back for, you know, a certain number of days or weeks, I am still required, you know, to contact my supervisor at work every single morning, you know, before 10 a.m., which is the time I'm supposed to be there, to let them know I'm not going to be in, you know, that day. And so I have done that religiously, even when I was very, very sick. Monday, about an hour after I sent that text message to my supervisor, I got a phone call from the woman who is the director of the HR department where I work. And she notified me that they will be sending me out a letter notifying me that I have been medically discharged from employment there. I mean, she was real nice about it, but, you know, the bottom line was I had just missed too many days over the course of the past year. Now, my doctor has actually been trying to tell me, or convince me, I guess, as far back as January, that he did not think I was ever going to go back to work, this job or any other job, simply because I was having too many flare-ups and they were too dangerous, and he felt that I should just file for disability and get it over with. And all of the nurses in his office have told me that. All of my friends and neighbors have told me that. I've never really asked my pulmonary specialist, and he's never really said that to me. But what he did tell me, you know, the last time I saw him, was that he thought I'd be a good candidate for a lung transplant. So I assume he's on board with that. The truth is, the last couple of few weeks, I have undergone probably every pulmonary function test, numerous other tests. They've tested me for allergies. They've tested me for cystic fibrosis. They've done some heart tests. Most recently, kind of a sonar test of my heart functions and the valves and stuff. I think it's called a echo test. And I haven't actually gotten the results of that. Now, my family doctor has got me off until August 22nd, you know, tentatively. And I had hoped that I would learn more about my condition and about my, you know, odds of maybe getting healthier after hearing the results of the tests that they have taken. And I will hopefully get a rundown of all of that when I visit my pulmonary specialist. I have an appointment for next week, August 4th. And so I was going to hold out on, you know, doing anything specific as far as, you know, filing for disability or going back to work until I actually had that visit with that doctor. But work has kind of taken that out of my hands. And apparently, so far this year, from January 1st. I have earned a total of $3,400 in earned income. And the only reason that I'm, you know, still in my home and you know, that at least some of my utility bills, my car insurance have been paid, is because I have been just amazingly helped by a couple of people, one person absolutely in particular, who in fact in real life I don't even know, and has been, you know, helping me beyond all hope. This is actually the first month I've not been able to keep up with everything, and so I'm a little behind in, you know, well, my house payment was due the beginning of the month, and it's not going to get paid. So I guess I've been holding off on filing for disability largely because the fear I was going to lose my house. You know, I know that best case scenario, if your application isn't rejected out of hand, it still takes on the average of like 3 months or so for them to even see it. So it'll be 3 months before I'll likely get any word at all if I file. And the reality is, as I keep hearing and finding out from people that seem to know, the vast majority of cases, 80–85%, are rejected the first time around, necessitating that you go through the appeals process, which then takes, on average in Ohio, about 1.5 years to be adjudicated. And you know, of course, during that period of time, I wouldn't be able to work, and so, you know, the truth is that's what's kind of held me back. I've kind of held out hope all this time that I'm going to be able to get strong enough to go back to work. The truth is, I don't know. Maybe this is a blessing that I have been let go for medical reasons. It's either going to force my hand to go ahead and file for disability, or at the very least, if I feel like I am getting better here in the coming days or weeks, you know, maybe I can apply for a job that's, I'm thinking, where I work around a whole lot less people. I love people. That's not the issue. The issue is that, you know, where I work, there's like 150 or 200 people all in the same room, 20 or 25 of them really in close proximity to me at all times. It's a call center. And I mean, you know, just 4 or 5 times a day I have to get in an elevator with 10 or 11 other people all crammed in there. So I'm thinking, my doctor seems to think that that's probably one of the reasons why I keep continually coming down with bronchitis or the flu or a cold or whatever it is that are triggering all of these repeated flare-ups that I'm having. And so I wanted to let you know that's where I'm at. And I plan on making a couple of very short but to the point political videos on my other channel, Huck at Home, so I hope you'll watch for those. In the meantime, I'm going to ask a favor of you. I'm not going to ask you to do that for this video, but on my future videos, because I'm going to try to keep them short, and hopefully to the point, interesting, maybe even entertaining. I'm going to try very hard to build my audience again. Now, it's been a long time since I've really put any effort into, you know, really entertaining and, you know, worrying about, you know, people are watching my videos. Even my political videos, you know, the last few months have been, you know, basically just to get my opinion out, I guess, and let you know how I feel. But now that I kind of, you know, need all the help I can get, I suppose, I have to start looking at these YouTube channels, at least as long as I continue to have them, as an opportunity. You know, there are actually people on YouTube that make a little bit of money. I don't need a lot of money. I need a little money. And so, you know, maybe with your help, if you see a video of mine, you know, and you take the time to watch it, maybe share it with somebody, like it, you know, repost it to your Facebook page, or, you know, tweet it out on your Twitter. The more views that I get, you know, in the future, I think are, well, can only help, I guess. You know, feel free to ignore that if I post anything that you don't agree with, though. So I certainly understand that. My dog has seen something interesting, so I think I'm going to let you go now. Thanks a lot for watching, and keep me in your thoughts. You know you're in my thoughts. I'll see you again real soon. Promise.